Relics of the Deep. This story was inspired by the Smithsonian Magazine article, "Here's What Underwater Robots Are Finding at France's Deepest Shipwreck." A team of marine archaeologists used a deep-sea robot to investigate a 16th-century merchant ship resting at 2,500 meters in the Mediterranean and found modern plastic litter scattered around the relics. In this story, a robot quietly works on, side by side with both treasure and trash. 500 years from now, what will we have left on the sea floor? Depth: 2,500 meters. Dark. Kamal's cameras lit a patch of the seafloor. Inside the circle of light, a piece of pottery, half buried in silt. The glaze was still faintly catching the lamp. 500 years old. In the control room aboard the research vessel, the archaeologist Sophia Reyes was holding her breath. 38. Researcher at the West Coast Maritime Archaeology Institute, off Southern California. Kamal, 3 centimeters left. There. Hold. Kamal stopped. A deep-sea work robot, rated to 2,500 meters. 2 arms. 4 cameras, recording 8 images a second. Kamal. Condition of the object. Glazed pottery, estimated 16th century, Iberian style, consistent with the Spanish colonial period. No fractures. Adhesion to sediment present. Lift slowly. Easy. Kamal's arm extended. A tweezer-form gripper touched the rim. The force feedback sensor read 0.3 newtons, just under what would crush a paper cup. Silt peeled away. The pottery emerged. A jar. 1 handle. Wide mouth. It had likely held oil or wine. Beautiful. 500 years it was down here, Sophia muttered it. On the monitor, the jar in full view. The other staff were watching too. Kamal lifted the jar gently. Silt billowed. Vision went white for a moment. The lights caught the floating particles. Deep-sea snow. When the silt settled, the inside of the jar came into view. Huh? Sophia leaned in. There was something inside. Kamal, zoom on the jar's interior. The camera zoomed. A plastic bottle cap. Blue. Polyethylene. Plastic. Sophia sank back into her chair. Kamal, report on the foreign object inside the jar. Petty-derived bottle cap. Estimated date of manufacture, late 2010s. Likely transported by currents. A 500-year-old jar with 15-year-old garbage in it. Yes, the arrival of human artifacts on the deep sea floor is not unusual. In this area, past surveys have logged plastic fragments, net pieces, and aluminium cans. Sophia gave a small laugh, a wry one. How many today, Kamal? Recovered artifacts today. 3 pottery items, 1 metal fragment. Plastic items, 7. More garbage than relics. Yes, statistically, in this seabed, 21st century plastic is more abundant than 16th century artifacts. Kamal placed the jar in the recovery case. The plastic cap went into a separate bag. Relics and modern trash, both pulled up from the same seafloor, sorted. Kamal, move to the next location. Understood. 3 meters northeast, I detect a metal rod-shaped object. Could be a cannon. Probability 62%. However, there is a plastic bag next to it. Pick it up too. The survey ran for 3 days. Day 1, 3 pottery items, 1 metal fragment, 7 plastics. Day 2, 5 pottery items, what appeared to be a cannon barrel, 3 fishing net fragments, 1 yogurt container. Day 3, 2 pottery items, a piece of timber, likely part of the hull, 2 beer cans. Kamal, summary. 16th century artifacts, 12 items. Modern human waste, 19 items. More trash than relics. Yes, the ratio is consistent across runs in this area. Sophia drank her coffee. From the control room window, the blue Pacific surface. 2,500 meters below it lay a 500-year-old merchant ship. Around it, the trash of the present day. Kamal, do we list the trash in the report? I recommend listing it. It is also valuable as a record of seafloor pollution. Yeah. We'll publish the 16th century relics alongside the 21st century trash. The paper's title can be A 16th Century Shipwreck and 21st Century Plastic Bottles. Academically, that has impact. The tone may read as ironic. Irony's fine. It's the truth. Evening of the final day. Before the ship turned back to port, Kamal did one last dive, full photographic record of the wreck. 86,000 images, the dataset for a three-dimensional reconstruction. Kamal moved along the seabed, reporting back. Dr. Reyes. Yeah, I detect a new plastic fragment on the north side of the hull. Again? Yes, this one is larger. A bottle. The label is partly intact. Recover it. Understood. Kamal lifted the bottle. The label was an English-language mineral water brand, sold along the Pacific coast, probably from one of those resort places up at Santa Barbara. Modeling of currents is consistent with debris from coastal areas. Sophia looked at the monitor. The 500-year-old pottery and the year-old bottle sat together in the recovery tray. Kamal. Yes. Every time we publish something like this, the media gets noisy. Trash in the deep sea. It is true but endless. It comes up every time. What do we do then? Pick it up little by little as we go. When we lift a relic, we bring the trash up with it. That's all. Understood. Continuing operations, the ship arrived in port. The recovered relics went to the lab. The pottery was X-rayed. The metal fragments went to compositional analysis. Slowly, what a 16th century merchant had been carrying began to declare itself. The plastic was sorted out as waste. It made it into the paper. It did not make the news. It was no longer unusual. Kamal was being washed down on deck, prepped for the next survey. Sophia walked past. Kamal, when's the next dive? Next month. The eastern part of the same area. More trash to come, no doubt. Yes, statistically certain. Yeah, that's the work. Let's keep at it. Yes, continuing operations. The sea is blue. The sky is blue. 2,500 meters below. 500 years of history and 15 years of trash sleep side by side.